Back with
take a breath.
You're back with Media Talk. Joining me and Rob, we have Alex Pickett with the Creative Loafing, who just got back from cold. I was going to say Iowa, but
and he got a haircut too.
Happy
it's
New
about
Year.
time you got a haircut.
Happy New Year, haircut boy.
Oh,
Welcome to the show, Alex.
Sometimes you have to look a little presentable, you know.
You did that because you went up to the Caucus, didn't you?
Oh yeah, presidential candidates don't usually talk to you when you have, hair down here.
Scruffy
the whole
looking.
Hunter S. Thompson thing doesn't work anymore.
No.
Well, so what is going on? How was Iowa? How was that? You covered it for the paper. Was
Froze
big
my balls.
responsibility?
I can say balls, right?
Yeah.
Froze my
You
balls
can.
off.
We can't say
Okay.
balls.
All right. It was pretty crazy, but it was exciting too. I mean, that's the one time when Iowa gets to shine.
It's the only time
Pretty
Iowa
much.
gets
It's,
shine.
it's pretty boring
Every
otherwise.
4 years?
Yep.
Yeah. Good.
But this time it was outrageous. I mean, there was more media there than ever I'd seen before.
Well, is it because of the Hillary and Obama thing? I mean, what do you think the
I
draw
think
was?
I think a lot of people are excited about Obama, and I think it's one of the first Republican kind of contests where it's not pre-decided. I mean, it's still up in the air, and it was definitely up in the air there.
Right. You know what? We're gonna have to take a break from the caucuses. Let's talk a little bit about the cover story real quick. Let's do 60 seconds on the cover story of this week's Creative Loafing, because we kind of fell out of route there. We're so excited about talking about your experiences.
Sure thing. Our freelancer, Andrew Stelzer, did the cover story. It's about the farm workers in Florida kind of fighting Burger King for better wages is the snippet of it. Basically, it comes down to the issue of tomatoes. The farm workers want an extra penny a pound, which might not think is much, but it could do a lot for those migrant workers who are making very little. And they've actually they've teamed up with a coalition of Immokalee workers who actually won a few years ago against Taco Bell and McDonald's for this penny a pound. But Burger King is not being is forthright with it, and they're having a tough time. So our reporter went down there to the march that they had a few weeks ago and kind of chronicled that march and brought in the larger issues. So it's a good read.
Well, I don't understand why that's such a big deal, though. There must be tons of lawyers that want to jump on that on the farmer side to just say, come on.
Well,
a penny a pound.
I know, it doesn't sound like today's...
but there's a whole lot of pounds, man.
So what?
It's Burger King.
So what?
I mean, nobody's going to give up their profits easily. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And if you start giving them, he makes this point towards the end. If you start giving the tomato pickers,
then everybody else is going to want something.
We have a lot more oranges than tomatoes.
Yeah, and the lettuce people are going to want something. The orange guys are going to want something.
I mean, that's a kind of corporate way of thinking. Is it could domino effect. But what do you want? I mean, can you take a little dip in profits to help some people out so they don't have to sleep on dirt floors? I mean, come on.
Well, you're talking about the bean counters versus the people that are out there trying to help other people. It's like the bean pickers versus the bean pickers.
Well, I mean, real quick, a big point of his article is that our food prices are going up, and yet their wages are staying the same, and they're putting that food on our table. I mean, you kind of owe it to them.
Yep.
Hey, Alex, we don't have much time left, so we want to hear just like 30 seconds of the Iowa caucus.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on it, and then the see and do's.
Before I got down there, it was completely open for me, especially a Democratic ticket. And I got down there, and it was all about Obama. I mean, before he won, I totally knew it. To the different places I go, the bars I'd end up at. I actually had an Obama staffer by me and my friends around a beers, which is
cool.
If I would have voted,
I'm voting for him, man. Come on.
But I mean, they really got out the vote with it, and then I mean, his speech was electric, and it just showed.
He's kind of a dynamic guy, huh?
He is. I saw him down there. I saw him speak the day before, and he's a little bit hoarse. He was as dynamic as I chronicle on blurbex.com, but he's still. I mean, he's an amazing character, and he brought out the young first-time vote, and that doesn't happen. That's what did him. That's what did him in.
What are some things going on this weekend?
We have one of my favorite comedians who I've actually seen before, Margaret Cho. She's coming tomorrow to the Tampa Improv, 6 p.m. So I wouldn't miss that. On Monday, there's a hip-hop show at the St. Pete Times Forum, the Up Close and Personal Exclusive Holiday Tour, Bow Wow, Little Mama, Shot Boys, all that, if you're into that sort of thing.
If that's your how you roll.
We actually have a comedian coming on right now after your segment. Rich Guzzi with the Tampa Improv is coming on right after you.
Who's bookending the performance you were just talking about on tonight and on Sunday night. He'll be providing live at the Improv right here in Central Ybor. So
that's perfect.
You meet him when he gets off the air and have him tell you a joke.
Alex, thank you very much. Happy New Year. It's good to have you back.
Thanks for having me.
We are going to take our next break, and as you just heard, when we come back, we will be chatting with Rich Guzzi.
Tampa Bay's Media Talk is presented by Tampa Digital Studios and sponsored by the Creative